back to the North American Strikers League. We are in the Eastern Conference for our Losers Finals Playoffs match. My name is K-Bot, and I am joined by Daftgrass. Daft, how you doing today?
You know what? I'm doing pretty good today. It's a nice, lovely Tuesday out here. Honestly, it's the middle of summer. I'm not doing anything, so I'm excited to be here. Excited to be here.
High five to that. I got to wake up early and go for a bike ride this morning. That was about all of the excitement I had in my day. So we're doing all right, but it should be a fantastic evening of Omega Strikers ahead of us. It'll be a best of three between Dog Like Spike and Surplus Esports. And to give you an idea of these two teams as they match up to one another, they have faced off of each other in 5 different games throughout the season. Dog Like Spike has won 3 out of those 2 games, and the set counts have been 11-9 across the board when you sum up everything. So, Daft, I think a lot of people are going into this match expecting it to be incredibly close.
Yeah, and I think the both of us can agree that I would say both of us also think this is probably going to be more of a close game. I mean, you have two teams who are really at the top of their class and pretty much everything, stats wise, gameplay wise, they have it all, and they're ready to bring it and kind of show everyone here which one of them deserves to be in that grand final slot.
Yeah, and when you talk about a lot of these players that are at the top of their class, I think you have to look no further than some of the headliners when we start looking at the regular season statistically, because there are so many numbers that are headlined by Bells from Dog Like Spike, which should be no surprise to anyone who pays any attention to competitive Omega Strikers, averaging finding a goal about every 2.6 minutes of game time and averaging about 2.87 shots per minute on the net. That's right. That means he's pumping out a shot approximately every 20 seconds. But on that shots assist statistic, not far behind him is the Joker at 2.81. I don't know what 0.06 of a minute is. I can't do that. Or wait, that's... No, I can't do the math in my head. I was thinking about doing it, but I can't. That's really close in terms of these two forwards and their abilities to start shoving that core forward. And Daft, for that reason, that's no real surprise that those forwards oftentimes are the target of bans when we get into Striker Select.
Yeah, and bans aside, it's kind of really difficult to kind of ban out more of your midfield, ban out more of your goalies, because again, there's so many more picks that could come from that. You think of compared to the forwards, right? Forwards, you're stuck with that Juliet, you're stuck with the Erasmus, you're stuck with the Asher, and it's really just a combination of those three that we've really seen throughout this league so far, compared to your midfields, which there is such a wide variety of characters that you could pick there, and same for the goalies too. You don't really ban out the goalie because again, your teammate could be playing it too. So there's a lot less to work there, and targeting those players who will be scoring on you 24/7 is probably the smart choice to make here.
To that end, you talk about the midfielder variety. Ginger Pop has played something like 6 different characters over the course of the league season, and Puffy has played 4. So not too surprising there either. But the other reason I want to bring it up is because specifically with Surplus Esports in league matches this season, they have tried both banning the Juliet and the Rasmus. So Daft, I'll ask you, which would you rather play against? What striker would you rather have Bells on in these matches? I mean, obviously, to some extent, it comes down to the Awakenings draft, and we'll have to see when we get into things. But theoretically, just on the majority of scenarios, would you rather be playing against Bells on his Julie or on his Rasmus, and why?
So I think it's actually kind of hard to say, really, because not so much that it comes down to the Awakenings, but for me, it's more of kind of that map selection, right? Because Rasmus, while he's a great character overall, I think there are maps that you would rather have that Rasmus on, you would rather have that Julie on. So for me entirely, it would really just be that map dependent type thing. But I mean, at the end of the day, the guy's probably just gonna want to pick that Juliet. Unless, for example, obviously maybe Amy's app, because I mean that's like the Belle's character.
Yeah, certainly the case there. But on the flip side of that coin, the Joker is a player that has played a bunch of different stuff over the course of the regular season. Predominantly, though, known for the Asher. then we've seen actually DLS leave Asher up and win against the Joker's Asher here. But do you think they're leaning towards banning the Asher or the Zentaro against the Joker?
It's another one of those that it's really tough to say. For me, if I was playing, Surplus, obviously the Asher is really annoying. You ban out obviously something from Puffy, they might pivot to that Estelle Asher, which we've seen from them a bunch. You ban that Asher, they might pivot towards some sort of midfield player with character with that Zentaro, and then you're having to deal with a bunch of damage on that side. But again, it's so tough to say, and it all comes down to very little nuances. So I think whatever we're gonna get in these games is definitely going to be a surprise to us and really hard to predict.
Should be a lot of fun regardless. And sometimes that unpredictability is the best part of all of this. I know that the teams have been preparing for this moment. Both of them want to take a stab against Light in that grand finals series. But before we get too much farther here, Daft, we should probably help out the chat a little bit, who's currently trying to predict the winner of game one. Let's go through our predictions for this series real fast. Who we got overall?
Look, I'm just gonna come out and say it. I got DLS 2-1 here written down. I think they're taking this one. I think they've looked like the better team, and I'm honestly rooting for them in this one.
I think, though, Surplus is going to win game one. And then I think Surplus is going to lose game two, probably. I've got DLS as well, 2-1 as we get into this one. I think they're a little more consistent team on the whole. But here we go. Heading into Striker Select on IME's app. The Atlas is going to be the thing that's banned away from Barcode, and it's Bells that'll be going to the Juliet here with the Rasmus ban.
Yeah, so this is incredibly interesting, right? You got the Rune coming out. You got Goalie Luna. Stuff that definitely could be something that they've kind of worked to, really cook on. On the other side, you have the Jakar Asher, very much more of a standard kind of surplus play, something that we've seen them pick before. Obviously, now with the Atlas gone, they got to pick that Dubu. But I'm super excited, and a lot of this kind of comes down to what these starting awakenings were. We are looking at full prime time here from everyone, so I guess the Rune there to cover that midfield, there to give some more damage, maybe kill Joker, get some free kills in there as we do see that barrier fall.
Barrier already falls, and now Joker in position here, but getting swarmed by the members of DLS in the interim. Puffy starts to make a move and will indeed find the first goal of the game there. Beautiful midfield presence coming in from the top side, shutting down that top lane.
Yeah, and so with this Luna pick, what this allows to do is really put a lot of pressure onto Puffy. Jakar in this midfield is really difficult to, kind of throw off the core, because he sits there, he hits you and the core, and he pumps so much damage. But look at his HP bar. Vaughn and Bells have been able to lower him so much, but Vaughn does lose the barrier for that fly onto Puffy to crack him.
The boost comes through to find that connection. Now Bells as well looking for a KO. We'll find one with a fiery flurry, and now we'll be looking to try to score the goal. Strike War won by Joker once. Vaughn comes in on the boost. Core flips just to preserve the possession. Now, forward here, Ginger Pop looking for the anomaly up to Bells, but can't find it there either on that power play opportunity, and now things are going back the other way. Puffy looking for the goal here. Shotgun comes up just a bit short, but it'll go back to him. Will he decide to go in for this one? Doesn't quite look like it. Hits the log here, and now the anomaly comes through once more. Possession shifted back to the other side of the field. Ginger Pop down to the corner, looking for Bells once again, but Strike Wars won for the most part until the very last one. It'll find the net there, and now once again equalized here, and I imagine I'll be seeing that word quite a bit tonight.
Equalize indeed, as now we're 1-1 and starting to put some pressure on both teams here. Who's going to win this first set? But something I saw that was actually really ridiculous was from Barcode, able to dodge that banish in his own net, save his life potentially for what could have been a goal, and really reacting with that evasive.
Other thing I want to note about Barcode is that he actually picked up Pauldron. Just hold on that thought for a moment. Core flip comes out, doesn't find the goal there. Now over to Puffy. No, but We're seeing a rise of the pauldrons back on the Dubu compared to those momentum boots, which is an interesting trend. A lot of folks opting for size, but that just means this Dubu is going to want more speed later in the game. Puffy forward in the cloak, core flip used by Vaughn, but it doesn't matter. Puffy finds the strike denying the core flip, and that'll be now set point for Surplus.
Yeah, and a great job from Puffy there, throwing out that lock and load into a strike, into that lock and load, into another strike. He's doing everything in his power to sit there and force Vaughn to hold that core flip as long as possible, and clearly it worked out.
KOs have not been coming through so far for Ginger Pop, and as I say that, he gets KO'd to the lock and load of Puffy. Barcode finds yet another one there as well, and now it's just Vaughn trying to defend the goal barrier here. Will do so decently well, but the third time's the charm. Puffy now back down to Joker. Can't quite find that one, but now we'll sneak it right between Vaughn and the Anomaly for this set. Surplus Esports pull ahead and have priority in the first carousel.
Vaughn there tried to clear down to the bottom, had a little angle through that middle, but unfortunately Joker right there smacks it right past him. And now we're here in this draft. A lot of crazy things that we're seeing out here. We got hot shot, rapid fire, stacks on stacks, or ponder for possible Dubu. There's that rapid fire coming through further to Car. I would imagine this Luna might go for some sort of ponder or maybe stacks on stacks. I'm not too sure yet. It's kind of hovering. The Rune obviously going to want that hot shot, more pillars up. Overall, peak performance taken by Bells on this Julian. Actually, Vaughn's going to go for that tempo swing, denying Joker that extra healing that he could possibly get in that midfield, as he does have that vicious Van Brace. You don't want to let him get that tempo swing there, because if so, it's going to become so difficult to kill him as we now get into this next set.
And that is the last thing you want, is eventually a speedy Asher and an unkillable Asher. But now, Goldberry going to fall here immediately for DLS. There's a nice Anomaly sending it back. The barcode's ready for it. Classic coming in, nonetheless, from the Rune. And you have to expect those kinds of things if you're a goalie at this level. Puffy low on stagger here, probably won't be joining the fray. And now right on over to Bell's beautiful angle, and the pass comes through. DLS takes the first one.
Yeah, and Bell's doing such a good job shoving that one into the top corner. Right there, right out of Barcode's reach, not able to get there up with that flop, as they do hit a little bit of triple slime pog, as that one almost gets past Vaughn there. A bit of a demon angle on that corner.
One KO, one banish as well. Joker's still alive for now, but Bells on the dash. Core flip comes through, gets the KO. The barrier falls as well, and the extra energy burst is used to KO Barcode. The ace comes through, and this is the team play we come to expect from DLS.
Right, and this is what I'm talking about that damage that Luna provides that other goalies might not. Look how easy they are, but really just mowing down the HP of Puffy, of Joker in this midfield. But again, on the flip side, once that gets through to that Luna, that barrier is so hard to defend.
And it'll fall here pretty early in this rally. Joker trying to find the core. No, it'll go right around him to the wall. Puffy, though, might be on the offensive here. Had the Molten Bolt, a few slows out, but can't quite find the angle. Banish comes through. There's the KO. Ginger Pop's Rune connects this time, and now barrier goes down as well. Bell's on the dribble and will find it to himself. The KO for some extra padding as well, and DLS with commanding control of the second set.
Yeah, I felt like that other first set just ended, but now we're at the second carousel already. Big Fish up, Glass Cannon up, both actually very good. Quick Strike 2 up as well, along with specialized training. So many good trainings here for DLS to pick up. Big Fish going to be taken by Bells. I would imagine this Doomboog's going to pick up that Glass Cannon, and now Monumental is available for Ginger Pop if he does decide to take it here. Quick Strike going to go to this Luna, denying it from the Asher. There's the Manu on that Rune, and Joker's going to pick up his second spark so far, giving him that spark of agility, spark of strength. And you know what? He's trying to become the mayor in this game, but they're going to need to hold on if he is going to try.
I mean, odds look pretty good for Joker so far, though. We've only seen 2 sparks, and he has 2 at the halfway point, basically, of these carousels. But now, KO, 1 comes through. Bells will find 1. Joker will find the response there as well, equalizing the players on the pitch. But interesting to see where the rest of this one goes here. Joker on this. No, can't find it. And now Puffy back over. Anomaly out. Will provide a little bit of extra defensive support and prevent Puffy from walking too much further forward. Joker's out once more. trying to knock him back to that pit, but can't seem to find the KO. Meanwhile, Core continues traveling. Now finally finds the KO there onto Vaughn on the left side of the pitch. Joker makes it look easy. Just KO the Luna. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, and Joker understanding that Barcode has core flip, Bells is low on the other side. He doesn't need to come back and help his team because that core will eventually get past there, whether it's through Barcode's flip or Puffy instead. And he's just sitting on the Luna and completely understood that. And as you saw, it worked out for him in the end, killing that Luna and getting that goal through.
Now, core flip out here, Barcode sends it back the other way. It'll find the barrier. Puffy looking for Joker here once again, and the connection is made. Joker wins the strike war in the goal box again, and all of a sudden, another set point here. These are going by incredibly fast, Dak.
Yeah, incredibly fast indeed. Once again, I mean, match point, and I just felt like the second carousel, I haven't even gotten over the first one ending.
And already, goal barrier down once again, but both forwards are staggered right now. Both the Joker and Puffy have got to play this one incredibly carefully. Puffy in the cloak looking for the dribble. No, can't find it this time. And Vaughn still has that energy burst as well. Now Joker is there and will send it through with the arc beam as well. All of a sudden, Surplus collapse right back with another 3-0, and we're on to our third carousel.
Yeah, and that was a great play from Joker there, sending it up into that corner to pass back to himself, gets a little bit of that, you know, his abilities up possibly, but it really just was an unfortunate situation. But now, look at the awakenings that we have here too. Spark of Focus picked up for Joker. There's his third spark. He is now the Senator. Extra special being picked up by Bells to deny from Barcode. Barcode instead going to opt for the missile propulsion. Deadeye picked up from Puffy to deny the Luna of that Deadeye. But then the Cast to Last and Twin Drive, both, I mean, everyone's picking up some great awakenings here. As Ginger Pop is going to pick up this Cast to Last, Vaughn going to pick up that Twin Drive, more flies as Ginger Pop, if he does land that banish, he's sending them off. As look at Puffy, he is going to get completely staggered.
Feels like a lot more offensive pressure for DLS if they can find it. Now, Bells might be able to here. Fiery Flurry doesn't quite find the angle he wants on the dribble here. Meanwhile, Puffy and Vaughn both gonna boxing match on that side of the map. Doesn't matter for now. Puffy will lose it. Now Bells finds the dribble, and it'll find the net there. But with these awakenings that we just saw, with that Cast to Last on the rune, and with that Twin Drive up for Vaughn as well, hopefully we'll start to see more momentum and them being able to capitalize on a lot of the scoring opportunities they get.
Yeah, and an important thing to note, Joker, as I say his name, he's dead off the map, but Joker not actually getting maybe the one spark he really wants in this game so far, and that's that Spark of Resilience, giving him some more effective HP, as double banish coming out from Ginger Pop, and Bell's going to send that one right through.
Connects once again. Beautiful rune play by Ginger Pop there, opening up the punch for Bells. And once again, 2-0 for the third set in a row. 2 goals scored unanswered. Perhaps we're soon to see a third as well. Be looking for this one here. The Joker trying to bully Vaughn away. Make sure that Vaughn is not having a good day back there. Bells, though. Fiery Flurry already out. Won't find much of anything, but the Joker finds the barrier here. Dashing forward. Vaughn will be forced to use the dodge. Bomb comes out, doesn't connect with anything. Joker down to the bottom side. No, it goes right on over to Ginger Pop, but a nice wall from Barcode to try to keep the pressure alive here. Puffy still locking down the top side of the map, but it's up, leaving this opening on the bottom side, and possession is flipped back over to DLS, but they can't find the barrier. Well defended for now, but it's a double KO. It's only Barcode up without an energy burst, and that means the goal barrier will fall. Bells has his now. Will be looking for the dribble or just looking to take it himself, and there's the punch out of the energy burst to send it right back. 3-0, we're heading to set 5.
Yeah, and this game going so fast. I mean, this has to be one of the craziest games we've watched so far. And again, I was going to point out, built different, available in Spark of Resilience. That's that last Joker's spark that's up. I would imagine has to be taken by the rune here. You don't want to give him basically the one he's been waiting for the entire game, as this dude was going to take this Timeless Creator, not necessarily taking it away from the rune, giving it to himself. Rune's going to take that Spark of Resilience bulk up from the Asher, obviously give him a little more HP to work with. Super Surge being taken by Vaughn, and I know a bunch of people probably going to be questioning this. Maybe why wouldn't he take the areas, but this Super Surge is actually going to give him a lot more damage on his dash, and considering he has 2 of them, he's going to be pumping that out left and right.
Well, we'll see if he can find it here, because right now it is all The Joker and Puffy able to find this one. Arc Beam comes out again with that prime time as well, but it doesn't find the gold barrier. Now right back over to Bells here, looking for the gold barrier on the other side of the pitch. But no, it's Barcode clearing up to Puffy. KO comes through as well. Power play opportunity. Puffy now looking for Joker. We'll send it through Ginger Pop. The Joker can't find the angle into the net. Vaughn's still there, and now off the rebound, we'll be able to find it. The Joker puts Surplus up 1.
Yeah, and the tougher part about this is that Ginger Pop is, I mean, the rune into Jakar is kind of difficult for the rune unless you land that banish and get those pillar combos on him, because Jakar is just going to be throwing out those shotguns left and right with that prime time, with that rapid fire. He is so much. And again, he's getting put so much pressure on as Ginger Pop off the map.
Tofu Fortress will fail this time as the core goes through, and it'll result in the energy, or in the goal barrier falling, utilizing an energy burst there. Now, Bells on the offensive once more. You don't want this Julie to be in the corner, but Barcode sends it back up to Puffy. Looking for the lock and load here, sends it around Ginger Pop once more. No, can't find it the angle that time. Summer Assault forward will interrupt Bells' play, and now on the boost, Vaughn can't react in time, coming back. The Joker is there, and it's match point for Surplus in game 1.
Yeah, and a bit of unfortunate there. Ginger Pop's pillar hitting that one, sending it backwards into Vaughn. Vaughn dying to Joker there, and not really anything he can do in that situation.
Now one more goal here, and Surplus will be up. See if they can try to find this one here. Weird Tofu Fortress angle leaves very few clearing opportunities there for Barcode, and it's going to result in that goal barrier. Now Joker, nice core flip to the midfield line, finds the goal barrier there as well. Vaughn trying to get involved in the fray again with that boost. Can't help out too much. There's the wall that comes through, but Bells is in position. DLS not done yet.
Yeah, and that game was that round was the perfect example of what I was talking about how if Ginger Pop's able to get this kill onto Puffy, it makes the game so much easier. No longer have to worry about Puffy, able to get that core forward and not have to deal with the Jakar.
Now, here comes Vaughn. Let him fly. Can't find the goal barrier this time around, especially with the forwards back. But there's the KO onto the Joker. Tofu Fortress once again fails Barcode. It's going to result in the goal barrier here. Ginger Pop has core flip as well as Bells. Both of them will use it and just find 1 KO in the process. They still need to find the goal here. Puffy in the cloak, trying to defend this one, but the anomaly comes through. Ginger Pop reacts, and it's a decisive final rally.
Yeah, now we're here at match point. The last point we could have gone to, I don't know if anyone could have predicted this for game 1, but we did say it was going to be close, and here we go.
Here we go indeed. There's the boost coming through from Vaughn. Opens up the goal barrier, and Bells is in beautiful position. Here comes the second one as well. Tries to get involved, but no, has to go back on the eject button. The Joker will find the goal barrier on the other side. Puffy is there. Lock and load will secure it. And it's Surplus going up 1-0.
Yeah, and Surplus there. Puffy doing such an excellent job. Once again, proving Jakar such a great midfield character, sitting there, getting that one past that Luna. Lock and load. Nothing Vaughn can do there except maybe pray. Even if he gets it past, Puffy's there with the core flip to send it in top shelf. And let's look at the stats here. And Puffy doing such a great job in this midfield, but he has less redirects than Ginger and Vaughn, and honestly, everyone on the side of DLS.
Yeah. I think the important part here is that Puffy was in the right place at the right time more of the time. That didn't necessarily mean it was always hitting the core, right? Oftentimes trying to find those connections, and you see it with those 3 assists right on up to Joker. Getting involved in so many of those goals is the critical component to it all. As we take a look at some of those replays you see on your screen from the Twitch broadcast. And Def, let's hope that we see just as much back and forth as we did in that last one. Because if that's the case, we are here for another exciting, hopefully 2 more games.
Yeah, and that last round, that really could have gone anyone's way. Again, the important part for DLS was finding those kills on that rune with that rune banish into the triple pillar as much as they could, taking out a member of Surplus. But on the other hand, Surplus, so they get that core forward, Joker's there, Puffy's there, and they're going to work to get that one, get that barrier, because Luna, you know, while she's able to output a ton of damage, isn't really able to defend those super hard those super, like, hard situations in her net.
I mean, Daft, correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like this is going to be a game that is so much, or at least assuming that the strikers say about the same, or perhaps more thinking about the last one. It feels like it was a game that was won or lost at the midfield line, not really won or lost in one of the goal boxes, for that very reason that the Luna would just continue to get shoved around and bullied by the Asher, because Asher has so many things to just keep sending that core back.
Yeah, and if you think about it, Jakar as a whole is probably the best character in the game at getting that core forward because he puts pressure on the other midfielder. Take, for example, Rune. Rune really only has that banish combo into the pillar. On the other hand, Jakar, he just sits there and he just shotguns it. He might drop a cast, if he picks up something like Cast to Last or Chrono Boost, he might drop the Molten Bolt on you, deal almost all of your health. But he's just able to control the field so effectively, and especially on a map like Amy Zap, where you really only have just about this much room to work with on the top, on the bottom, to get it past him.
Yeah, and I think that's the other thing. We were talking a little bit about it or alluding to it very early when we were just starting off this stream, is how important most likely the map will play throughout all of this, right? Thinking about there on Imi's app, the larger amount of KO opportunities there are with that pit in the middle that you can send folks down. Seemed like Puffy got involved quite a bit more than maybe we'd expect on that KOing component. And on the flip side of that, Ginger Pop found a few KOs with the banish into anomaly combo, but also felt like it wasn't nearly as much maybe as expected or anticipated, including how much damage theoretically the primetime start would be able to pump out for them alongside Vaughn's Lunagoli.
Yeah, and it looked like he was landing the combos properly. He was just messing up a bit of the pillars, maybe a few mistakes coming in here and there, not necessarily launching them properly off that side as you're able to do with those pillars. He was getting them cracked for his teammates though, but you know what? We're getting into the second game again, so hopefully something's going to change for DLS, make that slight little push that they need as we're here on Aten City. The funny orb map that everyone loves.
Funny orb map that everyone loves. Folks, by the way, reminder, your casters both picked DLS to win the next 2 games. So we'll see if that's actually true or not as we roll into things here. And remember, folks, Finny as well is disabled. I should have mentioned that at the top of the show, but Finny is not eligible to be picked for the remainder of this season. Asher and Rasmus are the bans, forcing Bells potentially on this Juliet, though he's currently hovering the Zentaro. We'll see if that comes through here in a moment.
Yeah, I do have a bit of insider information that Bells has been practicing this Centauro a little bit. So I think that this is probably going to be a pick that, we see him hovering. I think he's going to go for it. You have this Kai, Vice, and Zentaro pick. Now, the only differences that I'm going to see here, obviously the Estelle coming through from Puffy. That's kind of their classic little combo, the Estelle from Puffy, and then that Zentaro from Joker. But really what's going to play such a big role in this is this goalie differences. The Atlas with that, celestial intervention, able to heal his teammates, able to keep them alive, as we do see quick strikes and orb replicator. So, hey, one of them's going to be fighting over the orbs.
They're both going to be fighting over the orbs, especially if the sets went back and forth as much as the last one did there as well. But largest thing I'm keeping my eye on here is the NASL debut Bells Zentaro. We'll see if it stacks up to what Joker's been able to do on the striker in recent times as well. And there, with that empowered strike, able to find the goal barrier, now slips it right through the uprights there. That should count as like 4 points as far as I'm concerned. 1 for the goal and 3 for the field goal between the 2 enemy strikers.
Yeah, and I had to get my glasses checked a little bit. Wasn't sure if we're playing in NA or EU, as we are seeing the Zentaro Vice combo. Definitely what EU loves the most, and they think is the best in the game. We could debate forever, but you know what? We're here now, and we do see this Ginger Pop Vice, which I'm honestly excited for, as Puffy just shoving one through with that core flip and tying us in this game.
Beautiful one from midfield while the Joker was causing the distraction there. And look, I feel like, Daph, maybe correct me if I'm wrong here, the Asher and the Zentaro probably don't play that differently from one another, especially piloted by the same exact striker, as we'll likely see a lot more dashes in here from the Joker, rather than just maybe sitting on the goal box.
Yeah, and the one thing that Zentaro has really compared to that Asher is just the ability with something like Super Surge or Chrono Boost, just really able to position himself. Ooh, as Puffy does a great job of getting that barrier there. He's really able to position himself more around the map, get around a little faster than Asher maybe would, as Asher needs to kind of put herself in a better position more of the time comparatively.
Oh, Bells finds the angle there on the core flip. And Barcode, without any cooldowns available, has no choice but to watch it go straight by. Fantastic play there for finding the angle, but we'll see now. Again, it's going to be a matter, I think, as well, Deathgrass, something that we don't talk as much about is which team is going to be able to keep their composure for the longest. I think that's one of the reasons why we're probably thinking about DLS subconsciously, perhaps, but it's worth bringing up that especially when things start to get very close, when things start to get very tense, it's going to be all about trying to maintain that composure and continuing to keep up the saves or the offensive pressure.
Yeah, and that was a great passing sequence from DLS there with Bells and Vaughn. Fortunately not able to get it past. Barco doing such a great job with that Atlas primary to read exactly where that one was going and kept it out of his net there.
It's funny to watch these Zentaros just do the exact same thing, slightly off of one another, and continue to hit one another and the core as well. But it won't result in a goal just yet. There's the strike coming through and the core flip, but Bells can't find it. Nice defense from Barcode. We'll save it on the goal line there as well. And Ginger Pop Supernova won't come up with anything for now. Beautiful core flip from the midfield line. Sends us to a 5th rally in set 1.
Yeah, and here we are again. Talk about close games. Whoever gets this one gets that first pick, and so importantly, that first pick that will be up in this draft. And I mean, imagine if it's one of the orbs, and it's your goalie who's getting it first because he picked up the most XP by grabbing those orbs. It's so important to win this first round here.
We'll see what ends up happening here as neither team finds a goal bearer here early. Perhaps a little uncharacteristic that a goal bearer hasn't fallen. Finally, as I am saying that, Bells finds one. The Joker looking for the dribble to himself. Now trying to dig it out of this corner and will do just that. But it's back over to Bells here. 1v1 versus Barcode. Dash denied by the Expanse. Puffy now Rose Warp forward looking for this one. Supernova has to get saved by the core flip from Vaughn. Barrage comes out as well, and the Joker will send it right on over to Puffy for the piercing shot forward. Surplus Esports priority in the first carousel once again.
Yeah, and that was a great little sequence there from Vaughn walking up and then walking back down, leaving that bottom part open and kind of baiting Joker into trying to shoot it there, but then he would have been there to cover it back. A nice thing to do on the goalie, but there's the Super Surge for Zentaro, for Joker, and essentially one of his best in slot awakenings as extra special going to be picked up by Vaughn here. Catalyst for the side of Bells. He's going to be able to get a little more elusive, build up some of his core flips more. Maybe he'll roll Egoist or something, really give himself something to work with. Castellas taken for Barcode. It's going to give him some more healing, give his teammates some more healing, and denies the Chrono Boost denies the Castellas from Ginger Pop, who would be able to drop that secondary and really just kind of do so much damage in the fact that you're stunned for like 30 years if you get hit by it.
That, and with the extra abilities there, will be critical. Now, Joker looking for the angle here, gets sent away by the barrage out of Vaughn. Oni's blade looking for the barrier, no, denied. Thanks to so many efforts of Surplus. Now primary comes out there, won't find the core. Bells will find the goal bearer instead. There's the rush forward as well, stunning Barcode and securing the goal for Bells.
Yeah, and Bell is doing a nice job there, just playing it clean, getting it right through. Nothing too crazy going on, just doing about as much as Zentaro could, right? Just smacking it right in there. But in this case, Joker and Puffy about to have core flip. Joker using his right now, and Puffy about to build his up. But as I say that, just going to use those Crystal Thorns to secure that goal.
I mean, what do you do? What do you do, right? You try to find one way to clear it. If you're Vaughn there, you're not going to send it right back over to the Joker, who could dash around 5 different ways. And so you send it over to Puffy, who happens to have crystallized thorns up, and now is able to find the goal barrier there with the piercing shot as well. Puffy forward again to the Rose Warp. Joker will try to join, but is a little late to the party. Won't be able to secure it there. Oni's Blade out. Bells has Energy Burst and Core Flip once again. In fact, all 3 members of DLS have it here. They'll be looking for the goal in a moment. It's the Joker is incredibly staggered. There's 1 Energy Burst coming out of Ginger Pop. Won't find the goal barrier there or even the pass down. Now Bells forward here. Expanse comes out of Barco, but Puffy responds with a Core Flip as well. I've seen that shot numerous times before already tonight.
Yeah, and Bells there holding this Core Flip, letting that one go past him. Maybe a bit of a mistake. Probably could have popped it to try and keep it forward on his side, as Puffy and Joker both able to do so much work together in that open dead space where really it's just Vaughn versus the world.
Now, once again looking for this here, but Bells finds the KO with that Energy Burst once again, and he'll be looking for the stuff into the goal, but the Expanse is there as well. Now everything's been baited out, and the Primary will find it with that last hit, slicing and dicing his way through the last 2 remaining defenders. Rally 5 once again.
Slice and dice indeed, as that's what he's going to need to do here to pick up this, this set win, because it's really, honestly, maybe one of the most important ones of this game, if not the first one, definitely this one, as they do need to get some good awakenings to work with and really start putting a lot of pressure on Surplus.
Bells, Core Flip again. That Catalyst coming in huge for this Centauro right now, but still has to find a way to convert it into goals here. Oni's Blade out, sends it back the other way. Puffy trying to punish with the Rose Warp, but won't be able to find it now. Empowered Strike looking for the KO onto Joker, but can't find it there either. Rush forward, just denied of the core. Vaughn forward, Barrage denies the Core Flip out of Puffy there again. Barcode patiently awaiting. Here's Ginger Pop with a power cord. No, can't find it. Looking for Bells in the pass, but once again, intercepted for now. There's just a little bit late on the Core Flip there as well, but Barcode had the Expanse up online. Back the other way. Vaughn uses that Energy Burst once again, sends the core back down. Bells looking for it out of the bottom corner. No. Joker is still there, and now Oni's Blade comes out again. Now it's Joker's turn to have the Core Flip available. Nice projection comes out of Barcode. Joker, Core Flip, back the other way. No, denied for now. Barcode is there. There's a nice redirection from Bells to the top corner. Jukes up Barcode. And Dog-like Spike, once again, responds with the second set.
Yeah, and Ginger there doing such a great job finding that one right to Bells, and Bells with a little bit of a redirection, a little bit of misdirection there, sending that one top corner instead of letting it go towards the bottom. Ginger might even have been able to score just off of that one, as we see a Glass Cannon, Hot Shot, Rapid Fire, Twin Drive, Egoist, all great awakening sitting here, as we do see the Rapid Fire picked up by Puffy, and then the Twin Drive picked up along with this Egoist for Joker, and I would imagine this Atlas gonna take that Glass Cannon, leaving pretty much nothing really too good for Ginger Pop. Gonna take that Spark of Strength, gonna give him a little bit more damage on some of these characters, as he does have this Siphoning Wand, and it's it's 24 extra power, gonna add up over the course of the game.
But Deathgrass, I mean, looking at that carousel, maybe you think, okay, well, it's nice for Bells to have Twin Drive, having that rush 2 times now, but if you're DLS, I feel like that was less than you bargained for from a carousel.
Yeah, you might have wanted to hope to roll something like Big Fish or Built Different, if not to grab it for your team, just to get it off the board, as Puffy, with those Crystal Thorns, scores yet another goal with them, showing us why he is kind of the Estelle player in NASL right now.
Puffy has been killing it both on this Drakkar and now the Estelle as well. Starting to make a name for himself in the East, specifically for the Estelle. Used to be more so the Drakkar. But now, Core Flip once again used. Bells will still find a way to shove it through. Stunning one, but the Joker's right there in response the other way. Vaughn saves it off of the goal gate there. And now to the top corner. Ginger Pop is back for the Core Flip save as well. Puffy looking for the piercing shot. Barrage comes out of Vaughn, slows play down for just a moment. Supernova already out and expended by Ginger Pop as well. But now forward back to Bells. Expanse already out. Now Bells looking for it here. But it's denied on the Core Flip from Barcode. Once again, Puffy now expends all of the cooldowns there. Looking for something, but trying to get it up to Joker. Can't find the angle towards the net. Back on over to Ginger Pop here, looking for Bells again, but no, intercepted. Barrage comes out, slows it down, core flip, nice projection. You won't get him this time on the core flip. Oni's Blade out. Joker does have core flip as well, and he'll be looking for it on the front lines. Overtime now, 60 seconds have elapsed in this rally alone. Perhaps something these teams aren't used to tonight so far. As Oni's Blade will send that one towards the net. Barcode is still back. Supernova out. Won't come up with much of anything, but the rush forward from the Joker puts Surplus up 2-0 again.
Yeah, and right there, that's the power of the Super Surge, especially on the more open map where you're able to jump forward from basically one part of it to the other, surprising the enemy, getting the core into the goal if you hit it in a nice spot, which we just saw right there. And such a great job from Joker to find those opportunities in this game.
Now the Joker looking for the rush forward again. Oni's Blade out. Has core flip. Won't use it that time. Expands out. Bells rushing forward. No. Denied. Back on over to the Joker looking for the goal barrier. Vaughn is just there in time with the barrage, but it's still stuck in this corner, and it'll be dug out by the members of Surplus. Bells looking for the flip. No. Won't find it there. Ginger Pop back to Vaughn. There's a scramble on the goal line. Is still going to hold here for DLS. They find a way to sneak it through. Oni's Blade out here, but the core flip is used out of Barcode. Looking for the top corner. No. Will go right off the wall, and oh no, Barcode must have disconnected there as a goal goes in.
Barcode, I do believe has the seed. Hopefully he's back right now. He's back. It's okay. Maybe a little bit.
Maybe it was just a keyboard.
Hey, you know what? Yeah. Maybe a little bit of a keyboard unplug. Internet went out for like 2 seconds or something. We're fine. He's back here to defend. They do lose the barrier, but it's A-okay as long as the goalie's here.
Well, it's A-okay, but they've got to reset mentally right back to where they were with all the momentum they had building up. Even with that goal barrier going down, Joker uses that energy burst, finds it there, but Bells, what a core flip, what an angle there. Sneaks it right in front of the projection, and we are on to the 15th rally in this game in set 3, Daftgrass.
Yeah, it is a little ridiculous at this point, right? We talked about, once again, how even it was going to be between these two teams, but I don't think any of us could have predicted this.
I certainly wasn't expecting it to be this close the entire way through, as now Gigablast saves it. Vaughn comes up with it again, sending it away from the goal barrier. Just in the nick of time, pixels away. Oni's Blade out. Here comes the Supernova. We'll send it back down. Trying to get collected here by DLS. Can't find it. Joker, though, in position. Here's the corner. There's the Super Surge as well, but Bells interrupts it with the core flip of his own. Now, sends it back. Tries to keep possession here for DLS as well. Just does not want to let Puffy or Joker find the connection to the other player. Ginger Pop looking for Bells. It gets denied a few times over. Now the Joker tries to intercept things as well. Barcode, core flip, right on over to Vaughn. Puffy once again looking for the pass, but the Joker gets stunned and stunned and stunned and sent away from the core. Oni's Blade out of Bells. Now dashing in, baiting out the expanse. Won't end up striking the core towards the net. Crystal Thorns won't connect. Barrage down to the bottom side. Beautiful expanse from Barcode. Not today. Supernova once again. Now the rush forward looking for the shot. No. Once again denied as it was falling right on over to Barcode anyway. And oh no, no. Oh. We have to figure out what's happening here because that just cost them the set.
Set cost indeed, and hopefully he's back for at least the carousel to be able to pick up either this Dancer or Pond or one of the two. Very good, Awakenings, or if he wants to deny this built different. I mean, it's just really sad to see. I hope everything on his end is going okay, at the very least.
He'll pick up prime time here, so he is alive. His PC is working as far as we know. Hopefully we get an update here at some point soon. And the built different comes in as well here for the Joker, probably making him feel a little bit more right at home. Used to playing this Asher, now playing a little smaller of a character, but still has such large hitboxes, especially now with that built different as well.
Yeah, that built different gonna come in clutch, especially when you consider how much damage it does. But the Rose Warp from Puffy gonna score a nice goal there. And hopefully, mental reset. Hopefully this is what they need, that 1 point, just to kind of keep them on forward. Hopefully nothing else happens in this game.
Hopefully so. Daft, my heart can't take it. Just to watch these rallies be so close, and then just to watch Barcode seem to go AFK for a moment and let a goal slip by. Now, Bells looking for the core flip. Doesn't find the strike there. Power Chord will rack up a little bit of extra stagger onto the members of Surplus, and it'll be enough for Bells to find the KO against the Joker. Power play opportunity. Puffy trying to intercept things. Thunderstruck forward. Ginger Pop, no. Can't secure it there with the Power Chord, but core flip down to Bells. Looking for it. Can't react in time. It goes around the world. Vaughn now. That Oni's blade actually passed right on up to Bells, who's trying to lick it out of this corner, but once again, denied. Core flip, back around. Supernova will connect onto one. Crystallized Thorns out once again as Puffy is trying to play defense, trying to intercept as many of these passes as possible, but it still finds Bells regardless. And DLS will find the second goal in the set.
Yeah, and I mean, poor Joker dying off rip twice, essentially. Once to that Supernova and another 2 Bells on that bottom side. Really needs to just try and heal as much as he can. Bigger hitbox, he's taking a lot more damage in this set.
A lot more damage and doesn't have any stagger to boot. And now just has the extra larger hitbox there. Gets hit by the Supernova, gets hit by so many of these other things, but he'll find a KO there. Looking for the pass up. Ginger Pop kills some time, sends it back the other way. And Puffy is in position here with the core flip. There it is. Out once, and it goes right behind the barraging Vaughn. Surplus Esports back on set point.
Yeah, and a great job from Puffy there, recognizing the strike timing and abilities from Vaughn and Ginger Pop, and able to somehow, you know, miraculously find a way through there, as Joker now on this bottom side loses his entire health bar. But, I mean, he got the barrier, so is there really too much to complain about?
Got the barrier now. Uses the energy burst just to stay alive for a moment and gets pinballed away by the Giga Blast from Vaughn. Trying to go forward once again. Bells has the core flip as well. We'll be looking for this one. Not quite in position here, but the Joker, what a shot direction. Vaughn was not expecting that one. The first set that finally doesn't go to all 5 points, but Surplus Esports has sent us to a set 5.
Yeah, and some really important awakenings are going to be popped up here. You have aerial stacks on stacks, Big Fish, Deadeye, Tempo Spring.
Oh my.
I mean, like, there's so many ridiculous ones. You do not want to let that Tempo Swing fall to the Zentaru, but it looks like it is. I mean, Big Fish is cool. Okay, I guess we're taking the Big Fish. I would have imagined maybe the Tempo Swing could have been it, but again, maybe you want that big hitbox. Obviously, Barcode is going to take that Tempo Swing, not going to want that one to fall towards Bells. But, you know, I really would have liked the Tempo Swing, to be honest, just because I think it would have given, you know, Joker just so much more survivability in a game where he is taking so much damage. The Big Fish necessarily isn't going to matter, because look, he's staggered already.
Oh.
So, you know, it's going to be what it's going to be at this point. But hopefully last set, you know, let's see what happens.
Bells as well finally gets some extra dash range, and that might be enough to make a decent bit of difference as well. It'll find the barrier there, but the Joker will respond in kind. Has core flip available as well, and look at how fast he's moving to as well. Looking for the core again, gets denied by the Oni's blade from Bells. Looking for the shot, but Barcode's back. Now core flip from Bells down to the bottom corner, right around the expanse. And now once again, DLS pulls ahead.
Yeah, and Bells now super hard to kill with that Vicious Fan Brace and that Tempo Swing. He's going to be living forever. Drops one Oni's blade, but Puffy going to get a barrier for his own.
Now, Bells once again forward though. Supernova out there. Looking for it. And look at how fast these members are moving thanks to the Orb Replicator and Orb Dancer picked up from Vaughn. Barrage out. Won't find it there. Ginger Pop is back, though, in time. Vaughn also has the core flip available. The Joker will lose control of the core. Giga Blast interrupts it. Ginger Pop is there on the Thunderstruck as well. Barcode's there on the defense. Joker now looking for possession here. Back down with a piercing shot, and now has some speed of his own as well. Crystal Thorns won't quite connect. Rose Warp back up to the top side. No. Connection won't be found this time, and now goes through the projectile there. Little weird interaction. Both energy bursts used at the same time, and the Joker uses it back the other way, picks it up with the empowered strike, and now we've just got potentially 3 more goals to go. It's a first to 2.
Sorry, somewhere in my head, I thought that Bells somehow got Tempo Swing. Forgot Barcode actually taking that one from him. You know, it's a little bit of caster fatigue. You know, we're fighting the hard fight here, and the fact that these games super close, crazy stuff going on. But again, Joker just doing such a great job keeping the core forward with Puffy, and I mean, look at the pressure he's putting on.
Oh, looking for it again here. Puffy has core flip as well, but Bells is right back the other way with that increased dash range from the aerials. There's the core flip as well, and Bells will put Dog-like Spike on game point.
Yeah, and with the amount of abilities Bells is throwing out, you'd think, like, he has some sort of CDR awakening. Maybe, like, I don't know, maybe this guy somehow bugged the game, got perfect form. I don't even know. It is ridiculous. I feel like he has an ability every 2 seconds at this point.
You see already, goal barrier down. Joker looking to respond, but no, won't find it there. Thunderstruck stops it for a moment. Now the Joker's there. Core flip comes out. Bell's looking for the interruption, but no. Vaughn forward on the barrage here. Now Bell's going forward once again. Oni's blade. Barcode's forced to dodge. And on the 23rd goal, it'll be Dog-like Spike taking game 2 and sending us to a third map.
Well, we knew it was going to be close. I don't think there was any... I don't really think there was any, you know, like, disagreement about that from the both of us, but how close it would be, I mean, there was never any way to know. These games have gone basically almost to the very last point, both of them. Bell's putting up an astounding 10 goals with 1 assist, Puffy on the other end getting that 7 goals with 1, and I mean, look at the damage output from Ginger Pop and Bells, both combining for a ridiculous total amount, looking like 82,000 damage between the both of them. But not getting the KOs, even though they are putting out that much damage, just goes to show how good Barcode is at keeping Joker and Puffy alive, and how good Joker and Puffy are just able to dodge, really, those kills. As we do see another fun stat, Vaughn, with those 70 orbs.
70 orbs is crazy, especially when you're talking about having Orb Replicator as one of your starter awakenings, having Orb Dancer up come in later in like the 3rd carousel or something of the sort. And Vaughn as well coming in with the 91 saves to boot. Absolutely crazy play there on the back lines, and was a large part of the reason why you didn't see as many angles there come in from the Joker or Puffy. I think Vaughn has just probably played more of the Kai goalie probably than the Luna goalie on the whole, and was marginally more comfortable. But now it's all a matter of what it comes down to for our next map and for our next few awakenings and the carousels to follow, Daft, because I feel like in so many cases these teams play incredibly equally in skill, and it comes down to the luck of the draw and what we see in those carousels a lot of the time.
Yeah, it really does, because once again, it just depends on so many different factors in all of these games, and just being the team that recognizes those in that starting draft, and then in the carousels that follow, you want to give yourself that best option that you can to win the game. And it really starts there and works this way through the match. But, I mean, Vaughn picking up 70 orbs is ridiculous total for that game. I mean, that man, you don't really see it when you're watching the game until you notice on the stat screen. And you go, he was feeding his teammates all sorts of speed, all sorts of core flips. And, I mean, combined with the catalyst, too. Ridiculous stuff.
You know, that sounds like that just popped a little vision into my head. I would love to go to, like, actually, I don't know if I'd love to, but it'd be an interesting thought experiment to go to Vaughn's kitchen. Like, what is he cooking up? What is he feeding his teammates? Is he giving them Wheaties in the morning? Or if, like, for all 3 meals of the day, he's just feeding them Wheaties constantly throughout the day, so they're always energized. I mean, it's like anyone this guy plays with, whether it's forward position or goalie position, he's able to assemble the best team. So there must be something that he's feeding his teammates. Obviously, Bells has been with him for a long while, and Ginger Pop has come in here on a DLS roster that have to mean a lot of us were questioning at the very beginning of this season, like, oh, Ginger Pop's back, kind of randomly, but he's certainly still proven his worth here so far in league play.
Yeah, and I mean, look, you take a break from the little game for a little while. It's still gonna
like
be
riding
the
a
same
bike.
game. Yeah, I mean, you don't necessarily forget. You just kind of got to work
Right.
your way back up to it. Do a little bit of scrimming, and we're back on to Othid City. 2 in a row on this map. Gonna be fun. Hopefully not any crazy awakenings. But I would imagine that the bands maybe might be about the same, but it does look
We'll
like
see.
Bells is hovering the Rasmus here. Again, there's that Asher ban. Wonder if anything going to change from the side of Surplus, or if they're just going to ban that Rasmus, decide not to match it. And it does look like we have the same thing, so here we go. Running it back, I would imagine the same comp. Maybe Ginger Pop going to pick the Estelle this time, not going to mess too much with that Vice, but I have to imagine if you're Surplus Esports, you run that same comp back.
But Bell's here still sticking with the Zentaro, not going back over to the Juliet. Perhaps something to do with the Awakenings or something of the sort. And well, indeed, now we'll see a forward mirror as Zentaro and Estelle are locked in on both sides of the pitch. It is our final game 3. The winner here will go on to face Light on Thursday night. Both these teams want a crack at the grand prize of the North American Strikers League and the Starter Awakenings. Oh my goodness, Aerials and Built Different both coming out.
Yeah, and crazy good trainings for both, both, honestly, all the characters in this game, as Estelle really wants those aerials. Your Zentaros want that Built Different. Barcode really only the odd man out here, as, I mean, Built Different's cool on Atlas, but you don't really need it. So it's interesting to see how this game will play out.
Both goal barriers will fall off here within the first 30 seconds. Back on the first rally. Joker, though, core flip from the midfield line. How did he already have it? How do all of these players already have it? I want to get energy that fast, Daftgrass. How do I do that?
Well, there are these things in the games called orbs that exist on the side of the map. And I know this is going to sound crazy, but they're free. There's nothing stopping you from grabbing them except yourself. You want to get that orb, go grab it, farm your energy, man. They're free.
Well, maybe I'll have to take a look at that. That sounds too good to be true. I'll have to do some more research there. But now, Ginger Pop, core flip from past the midfield line. This one will go right through everybody. Finds the top corner. 1-1. I've seen this one before, Daft.
Yeah, I mean, we've been here before, right? It does look like too many times. Every time at this point, right? It's been such a close game, such a close match between both teams, and they've both just been doing such a crazy job at really just holding the fort down. But we see Vaughn here with this eject button, doing some work, able to walk forward. Whoa! A little bit of maybe miscommunication there. Unlucky bounces. Bell's hitting Vaughn with that little slime pog as we do get into this next one.
I guarantee you the DLS call is just laughing about that last one, and they're like, yeah, all right, whatever, we'll go on to the next, no big deal. As now, as I say that, Bells finds the goal barrier there. Puffy has the core flip as well. Be looking for it forward. Joker pass up, won't find it, but the strike will from Puffy. Once again, looking for the pass, but it goes right back on over to Bells. Rosewarp looking for the shot here from Ginger Pop. It'll get denied by the Expanse. Now Joker forward on the rush. There's the Oni's blade. Vaughn sends it back with the Giga Blast there in the nick of time. It gets cleared on away. The Joker, though, will find the strike down to the bottom corner. Vaughn not back in time from the eject button.
And Vaughn thinking that he can actually eject back to that one and get maybe back in the bottom, in time, but unfortunately wasn't able to, as we do get into this first carousel. Primetime Orb Hunter and I guess Tempo Swing, but that's really about it. When we look at these, maybe someone picking up a Spark at the very end. Ginger Pop might pick up that Spark of Strength. Missile Propulsion, obviously, with Aerials that Estelle is going to be throwing those Crystal Thorns half the field. And Bulk Up being taken by Atlas. So Ginger Pop not really able to get some more HP. But honestly, I really would have liked to have seen the Spark of Agility be picked up by Barcode instead, as I mean, denying it from Ginger Pop, giving him less speed in that midfield would be something I would have liked to see. But you know what? Let them cook, and let him cook, and we will.
Daft, I mean, you don't want to be the one stuck with a Spark when you've already seen 3 out of the 4 Sparks on one carousel, let alone it being the first carousel off the beginning. So We'll stick it to the person that had the last on the draft, and that's Ginger Pop that gets the bad luck of the draw, but gets the piercing shot to find the goal this time around. Doesn't want to get bottom of the carousel twice in a row.
Yeah, and you know what, that might be true, but at the same time, I mean, if you're gonna pick up one of the sparks, a spark of agility or spark of resilience, depending on, you know, where you really are in game state, I think those two are the best ones that you can kind of just solo pick up, and they just kind of exist as, you know, something pretty good, especially if you think that you might be at that bottom. But you know what? We'll see in this game as this core flip is done from Bells, and he's able to get that barrier already.
Able to find it. You see the intervention coming through from Barcode will heal Puffy away a little bit. Now Joker able to find a KO with the energy burst there as well. Rush comes out. Barcode on the expanse up to Joker. Gets denied by the primary coming in from Joker here as well. And now all they got to do is find the passing play once more, but Bells is in position to interrupt just that. Knocks Puffy off of the pitch, and it's a power play back the other direction. Back up to Ginger Pop, who's able to find the Crystallized Thorns and had the Rose Warp there for additional measure. Ginger Pop puts 2 on the board here for DLS in the second set.
Yeah, and a bit unfortunate there as, you know what, DLS taking it to them this set is already up 2-0 in this one. Maybe we'll see if Surplus can pull it back, but that's already their barrier gone.
Barrier already gone here. Rose Warp back. Bells starting to get in position, and Vaughn finds the KO with the Giga Blast there as well. Piercing shot forward here, but Ginger Pop up to Vaughn's. They pass it back and forth a little bit here, looking for the opening. Vaughn dives in with the barrage, doesn't find it there. Up to Bells, who also can't find it, but the Rose Warp comes through to find the connection, and it's a clean set from DLS.
Yeah, and that right there was just Ginger Pop try to hit the court forward and just dribbling around, waiting for a piercing shot to come up to be able to send that one through. My man was out of abilities for forever on that one. But we do see some of the most important awakenings could be of the game coming through. Orb Replicator, stacks on stacks, rapid fire, hot shot, peak performance. I mean, so many good awakenings that are going to be taken here. Barcode is going to pick up that stacks on stacks. The Orb Dancer is going to go to Bells. Rapid fire coming out from Joker, wanting to deny that from the Estelle, but Estelle going to get hot shot here. Ginger Pop's going to have a lot of cooldowns to work with here, and specialized training picked up by Puffy. I imagine Puffy may be wanting to, you know, deal with some more damage with those Crystal Thorns as he is able to hit multiple members. But I don't know. I think he could have gone with peak performance. But you know what? Maybe he doesn't want that speed in the midfield. But here we go as we do get into it. DLS already losing their barrier.
Critically good, though. That first pick of the carousel from Vaughn resulted in Orb Replicator. He already had Orb Ponder as well, so it'll just allow Bells to continue dashing around the entire map, almost to the frequency with which he was doing in the last set there as well. So we'll see if that actually allows for the DLS Team Spike to come in, looking for the pass here as well, but can't find it out of the corner. Joker back the other way, can't collect the core in the process. Bells will take it himself down to the top corner. 1-0, and now we're on a streak here of 4 unanswered goals for Dog-like Spike.
Yeah, and funny enough, I really like the eject button Kai. Very much on, if you're gonna pick it, I think this is the map to pick it on, because if you do roll something like that Orb Replicator with the, you know, the Ponder, you're able to run forward and have your, you know, secondary up again. You're able to run so much forward on the map with all of your abilities. And Ginger Pop with the Rose Warp, sending that past Barcode as Barcode tried to strike that one, maybe not predicting that aerial's distance that Ginger Pop was able to get out. But Ginger Pop taking us to a match point in this set. And I mean, we're on match point in this set already. What happened?
Bells just did everything in his power to try to get the goal. Everyone was down there. They KO Bells, and it doesn't matter because it goes around the world, finds Ginger Pop, and he puts it away regardless. This is the consistency of Dog-like Spike when it matters most. Energy Burst from Ginger Pop will KO one. Bells passes it back up. Rose Warp won't connect with the core, but the piercing shot might. No, not this time. Vaughn forward, and we'll be able to find the goal there down to the bottom corner. 6 unanswered goals for Dog-like Spike as we head to another carousel.
Yeah, another carousel indeed as we do get into this, and here are some really important ones. Twin drive coming out from Vaughn. Vaughn gonna love to take this here. A denial from Joker, and also the ability to press a secondary a lot more. Big fish on the field, quick strikes. Egoist too with Timeless Crater and that Super Surge for the Zentaro. If I'm Ginger Pop here, I would imagine he might have wanted to take that Super Surge away, but it's okay because at the end of the day, Bell's going to take this big fish and Egoist going to be picked up for the side of Puffy.
How did he get Twin Drive too? He has Twin Drive Tool with Orb Ponder. I mean, at this point, he's just going to run around the map at all times and only ever blink back when he needs to try to save a goal. But that power is something you have to be responsible with, as the Oni's Blade and the Crystallized Thorns combination from the Puffy and Joker will find the first goal and snap the drought.
Yeah, and talk about with great power becomes great responsibility. You need to be able to wield it in your net, and wield it he didn't in that set. As a great job from Puffy and Joker to get that one and pick up a very important point in the game and for probably mental sake as they are on the back end of this match.
And Bells dashes forward.
Oh my god. I can't even finish a sentence before this Bells guy puts it in the net.
I told you. I mean, it sounds like Bells averaging a goal every 2.6 minutes. That doesn't sound that impressive, but it's the #1 most frequent score in the league during the regular season in the East here. That's exactly what you're witnessing here. Probably if you combined it, DLS would have a large margin on team goals per minute. As Bells puts another one away and sends us right to match point.
So you're getting thrown into the I can't finish my sentence either jail too.
I can't finish my point. Yeah, it's fine. I just won't. You know what? I won't. I'll just play this entire point. Watch me here. Rose Warp comes out here, finds the barrier as well. Now Joker looking for the empowered strike, able to win the 50-50 there, and will be able to find the goal as well. Another goal 5 here.
Yeah, it's funny because we could go to another set 5. There's the possibility. Surplus needing 1 point, the most important point of their NASL game right here. NASL whole season, they need this point as much as possible. Keep this game alive, keep it together, and there's the flip from Barco to send it forward.
Now, Oni's Blade out of Joker. He's used everything in his arsenal, but he still can't find it. Bells on the Oni's Blade as well. Puffy down to about half stagger. Bells dashes forward. Ginger Pop, Rose Warp as well. Finds the barrier here. The match point winning goal is available. Now, core flip down to the bottom side. Will get sent away, but Puffy finds the Rose Warp back up the other way, looking for the pass down. The Joker won't be able to find the goal. Instead, opts to pass it back up. The expanse has already been used, but Bells won't find the capitalization for now. Ginger Pop back up the other way, up to Bells. Crystallized Thorns cover the entire stage. Barrage denies the core flip as well. The Joker tries to get in position, now dashing back on the Oni's Blade, and will be able to dash forward with the empowered strike. The Joker will send us to a decisive 5th set.
We're back here once again. 3rd game in a row.
We're back!
Best of 3. Final one. Both teams, whoever wins this gets sent to the grand finals. And if you're going to win one, this is the one you need to win, obviously, right? But look at some of the awakenings that are on the field. Glass Cannon, Catalyst, Extra Special. Honestly,
Catalyst.
really, that's about it. If we're talking
Catalyst
about...
first pick.
Ooh, Fire Up coming out from the side of Puffy, able to give a bit more move speed if he is able to, farm a little bit of energy some more, as Spark of Focus coming out, instead opting, not to pick up that Deadeye, realizing that Barcode really just going to be able to heal the members of Surplus Esports. It's not going to be what he needs. He does have that doubles, a little bit of that double spark here now. Hey, we were talking about it earlier in the game. Has that spark of focus, has that spark of agility now, giving himself some more speed to work with in that midfield and some more cooldowns.
Now it's all going to be a matter of who can find the gold berry, who can start swinging the momentum in their favor. Joker dashes forward, catches the end of it, and won't be able to follow it up. Bells now forward. Crystal Thorns come out of Ginger Pop, looking for the pass here. Gets sent away by Barcode. A nice Crystallized Thorns to follow up as well. Strike War won by Bells. Now down to the bottom corner, looking to send it back away. Barcode has core flip. We'll use it right there. And Bells will find the KO there as well. The Joker wants to try to get this one here, but no, won't find it. This time denied by the Expanse. Projection goes out here. Bells has it. And the KO comes through. Ginger Pop just KO'd Barcode with Crystallized Thorns. It'll casually send it into the net.
Barcode there just playing a little too far back, getting caught out as he's off the map. He died, and really an unfortunate situation from Surplus. Their Joker doing everything he can on that bottom side, but DLS, they have double core flip here and really gonna put it to work.
Now, Bells, core flip, denied by the Expanse once again. That Monumentalist Expanse so critical here for Barcode. We'll see how much more often it's able to come up, because without any cooldowns here, won't have that one. And now so much damage comes out of Dog-like Spike that a KO falls through, but the Joker finds the gold barrier back the other way. Now, Ginger Pop, Bells on the offensive, piercing shot. Ginger Pop takes it himself. It's match point for Dog-like Spike.
Dog-like Spike on the path to be the second team in grand finals here, as all they need is one more point they shall fight for.
Crystallized Thorns come out here. The Expanse denies the goal barrier for now, and Vaughn sends it just away from the goal barrier on the blue side of the pitch as well. Oni's Blade out from Bell, sends it back, keeps possession here. Energy Burst is well used to find a KO and a power play opportunity. Core will slow down to the bottom side, trying to dig it out of this corner right now as Dog-like Spike. Vaughn blinks back on the eject button. Giga Blast sends this one, not exactly where Joker wanted to hit it, and now Energy Burst, both exchange. Puffy, forward in the Rose Warp, still can't find the barrier. Expanse comes out, and both goalies have been playing incredibly well for the past 40 seconds. Neither wants to give this point away. Now, Joker looking for something on the Ginger Pop here. Can't find it. Staggered himself as well, and now will knock Ginger Pop even further away, but Bells collects the core all the meanwhile. It's back up to Joker, and now the extra size helping there to secure the goal barrier. Ginger Pop looking back down. The Expanse is used. Rose Warp back to the top side. The Joker will barely catch this. Now the Oni's Blade comes out as well, but the barrage. Ginger Pop is there. Let's send it back to the top side, and the Joker's back on the redirect here. Surplus Esports still alive.
Surplus Esports doing everything in their power here, holding on. Barcode, Puffy, Joker have it on lockdown, getting this one, yet another point, and all they need is 2 more to turn this one back around.
Oh no, wait! Actually able to find the goal barrier, but will get KO'd in the process. Vaughn lets the goal barrier go as well. Now, power play opportunity here. Barcode, nice resurrection in order to stay alive here. Again, doesn't want to give away the match-winning point. There's the core flip. Barcode will also catch it. Joker looking for the redirect, but Vaughn's back in time. Barcode still staggered. Doesn't have the ultimate up either, and now might be KO'd for the trouble. No, won't that time around, as the Oni's Blade won't connect. Giga Blast finds one. It's one down, and again, a power play opportunity. Puffy's been playing so well in the midfield here, but now it's the ace! They walked up, used both energy bursts, and sent them all back. Dog-like Spike will advance to the grand finals to square off against Light for one final time.
Tenacious like Tom, resilient like Jerry, dog like Spike, hungry like Nephew. I can't finish this last part on stream, but you guys who've seen the video know what it is. And I mean, Dog-like Spike, excellent job for them, putting them in grand finals. And what an excellent game from both teams.
42,000 damage coming in from Bells. Ginger Pop with 6 goals, 3 assists, nearly 100% participation there. And just the numbers didn't quite add up on the other side of the pitch. Barcode had 74 saves, more than Vaughn, but at the end of the day, Puffy and Joker could not find a way in that last set to put it away. Dog-like Spike. I mean, what a nail-biter, Dapgrass. Oh my goodness.
It was ridiculous, but hey, you and I, we both had it right. So
we both had it. That's what the script said, folks. That is exactly what the script said.
I read the script beforehand, you know. Just a little bit of script reading beforehand. I wanted to look good. You know, you and I wanted to look good in front of the audience.
I'm also curious to know just how many points that went to. Because that was a lot of rounds. We went to set 5 in every game. The first one had a lot of 3-0s, but the second one had a lot of 3-2s. I mean, we were really close to, I mean, that must have been like 60 at least, right? Just on that math alone. That's a lot of Omega Strikers.
We went to basically almost, 0.5 every set. And then we also went to set 5 every game. So it had to have been maybe in terms of, you know, not length, the longest series we've had, but in terms of points, definitely up there.
We're getting an update. Barcode in chat. If my monitor stayed on during that one set of game 2, maybe it would have been different. Oh my goodness. Heartbreak there as we were watching it live. But now we're joined for a winner's interview by Bells himself. Bells, congrats on the win. How does it feel after all of the Omega Strikers that just took place?
I mean, that win was probably one of the most cathartic ones we've had so far. I said this like just earlier now, but I think that was the only game I've ever been genuinely nervous in since I've started playing Omega Strikers. I mean, it was super fun.
It made you sweat? Wow, how about that? So we haven't seen you pull out the Zentaro. Obviously, it's no surprise that you are able to pull up a Zentaro and play it as arguably the best brawler player in the East. What was that thought process like? Did you know that you had to pull something out in order to try to come into this match, or what was the thought process there?
Well, so we always planned to like eventually for me to play Zentaro, even though like I really don't like playing the character. So I just we said I wouldn't really want to pick it unless it was Aten City because you can't, because Juliet is pretty bad on that map because it's too open, and we knew they would ban Rasmus, so Zentaro is pretty my only option. And yeah, so I started practicing Zentaro and solo queue for like probably like 10 games and just whipped it out here.
Well, hey, impressive stuff. I wish it took me 10 games to learn a striker. I mean, let alone I wish it took me 10 games to learn the game, I suppose. But you could read the whiteboard. I'm still stuck in plat. One other thing to mention here. We saw in that last game, eject button Kai come out here for Vaughn. Did he talk to you about the reasoning for that at all? I mean, it seemed to pay out quite well and work out very well with all of the cooldown awakenings and such that he was able to pick up.
Yeah, so we were doing in-houses and Vaughn was on my team, and there was a game where he started Chrono Boost, and I was like, yo, Vaughn, what if you just went eject button? Because then you could have so much presence on the map on Aten City since it's so open, and you can just walk up and then just go back whenever you want. And it was like, wow, Bells, that sounds like a great idea. So it was actually all me.
It was all you all along.
Yeah.
As always.
Not as always, but Vaughn and I like to like come up with new stuff, and it's like 50-50 for the new ideas usually.
All right.
You know, new ideas are super, you know, interesting. I do want to ask the reasoning behind obviously why Ginger was on Vice that first Autumn game compared to the Estelle the second game. What was cooking there?
We've been talking about picking Vice and Taro, and we kind of just wanted to try it if it works, even though we knew it was Vice's worst map. But we just think Ginger Pop is so good at that character. It was like we should just try it out, even if they pick Atlas. But then the second game, we saw that there's aerials, and we saw that we kind of had trouble controlling the core with Vice. So, I mean, Estelle just gave us everything that we needed in game 2.
Hey, it worked out incredibly well. Ginger Pop had numerous fantastic moments. In fact, I think he won an entire set for you all in that third game. I think knocking in at least 2 out of 3, if not all 3 of those goals. But hey, you all next are up versus Light. They 2-0'd you not too long ago, and now you have to win 3 games against them in order to be victorious. What are your thoughts heading into that match next week?
Well, I think
actually on Thursday, I guess.
Corey said something like the past 4 or 5 games that Light has played against Sad Boys or Dog Like Spike, it's gone to set 5 in the game. So the games are usually very close. We're pretty evenly matched, I'd say. So it's definitely going to be a fun series. But after today, I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm super proud of my boys for their performances. So I'm feeling good.
Hey, lot to be proud of. Daft, you have anything for him before I ask him one more thing?
No, I think I'm good on my end.
Well, Bells, thank you for joining us. If you have any other shout outs or other things you want to give, now's the time for that.
Well, shout out to Finesse. I mean, they played the games of their lives. I mean, the first game Asher was a little annoying to deal with, I will say, but outside of that, I love those guys. And shout out Dog Like Spike, of course.
All right, Bells. Well, thank you so much for joining us for our brief little winners interview here, and best of luck in your match on Thursday versus Light.
Thank you.
Daft, I think that's going to do it for us here today. You got any other like closing remarks, closing takeaways? What do we draw from this?
I think what we draw for this is that, we're watching people who are good at the video game, right? I think at the very bottom level, we can understand that these guys are at the top of the level out of everyone who's sitting here and playing the game so far. And you know what? I'm excited to see what that holds for us in grand finals. But guys in the chat, if you want to do !Discord, that will link you to Coscord, where we do all of our competitive Omega Strikers tournaments. So you can be on the lookout for stuff like NASL and kind of start to look to, maybe play with some of your friends and just participate in some of the fun tournaments that we do offer, along with the fact that you should keep an eye out for a coaching and 20 related announcement. From my understanding, coaching, that's for you plat players and below, and the tournament related announcement, I know K-Bot, you're popping off over there, hyping your fist up for the 20 related announcement. I would be on the lookout. Maybe start getting yourself a team together if you are looking to play in some of our fun tournaments that we are hosting here. And K-Bot, any type of shout outs you want to do for yourself over here?
Three things. One, tournament you should check out if you are like Diamond or below. You don't have to be super good at the game to get involved in the tournament scene. There's an Omega Strikers amateur series right now that runs about weekly on Thursday night. So if you're a North American player, find a team in the Discord server, team up, and try to nab one of the invitational slots by winning 4 matches in a row. There's another event for that happening on Thursday that you all should definitely check out. I guess I'll do the other thing after this. You find me on Twitter at kbot_273 and on Twitch at kbot_273, but don't follow me on Twitch unless you want to just yell at my gameplay for this game, because that's about all you're going to get. You're not going to get like heavy, large amounts of insight here. I'm relying on this guy for more of that. Dadgrass, where can the good people find you?
Well, I know I normally do the bit where I go, I don't tweet, I don't stream, but you know what, guys? I'm gonna stream today. I will be doing I know, it's crazy. It's like the first time in probably like a month and a half. I will be doing a coaching session in a little while, I would imagine in about an hour, maybe a little less. I will be live. So if you are interested, if you want to be coached, we do actually have a coaching Discord now that is kind of picking up steam. I don't necessarily have a link for that, but I'm sure you can find it somewhere in the Omega Strikers server. But I will be coaching somebody, and if you are interested in kind of maybe looking to see if you want to get coaching yourself, or if you just want, tips and advice on the game in general, hey, you know what? I will be there no matter what. And, feel free to stop by, say hello, watch for a little bit. You know what? Really, just about it.
There we go. Never been a better time to hop into competitive Omega Strikers as now. And on that note, you'll get to watch the finals of the North American Strikers League Eastern Division take place on Thursday night at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, with maybe a little bit more to follow there as well. Keep your eyes out on Discord for those announcements when we do go live. Of course, you'll get pinged about it. It'll be Dog Like Spike taking the victory today over Surplus Esports, and who will face off against Light in the grand finals. But folks, that'll do it for us here today at Bestie and Slot. Thank you all so much for tuning in on behalf of the NASL staff and of course the two of us. We appreciated your support, and we hope to see you back here on Thursday for the grand finals. We'll see you all around.